So there's a civil service commissioner, and then there's a water board member election that's coming up, and so I just want to look at some of the previous ones. It's coming up November 7th, 2017. Here we have the 2013 election. I got a couple of them keyed up here: 2011, 2009, 2007, 2003, and then 2001. So as you can see, all the odd years. Basically it's coordinated with the city election, and they're staggered terms. So that means there's 3 total civil service commissioners, and the civil service commissioners, of course, are the ones that do the background checks and make sure that nepotism doesn't happen. So to make sure it's a meritocracy, so the highest qualified person gets the job and not just friends and family. So that's the point of a civil service commissioner. And then the other thing is the water board member, and there's 5 of them. There's 5 water board members, and there's 1 seat up this year. And so I want to get a better understanding of all these elections. And yeah, so one quick caveat. If you don't know who the executive director is for the water board, or who the executive director is for the Civil Service Commission, then you're not qualified to vote for either one of these elections. I'm sure people are going to vote anyways, but it's more of a popularity contest at this point, because if you truly want to know how good of a water board member they would be, well, what are your ideas? What do you want for the water board? And then, ultimately, it doesn't even matter really what the fuck you think. It's about the executive director. If you've ever been a part of a corporation, the person who runs the corporation is the CEO. The board of directors is almost kind of like a superfluous, just some sort of irrelevant fucking body. A body that usually fucked over, the CEO, who's like a star player, but they didn't like him because they're saying controversial things or some shit like that. And that's a fail-safe plan. So the CEO, goes off the deep end, then you get all your board of directors together and you fire the fucker. That's what the board of directors, their main power is to hire that executive director and to fire that executive director. It's true of the Civil Service Commission, it's true of the water board, it's true of the school board, and it's true of the city council. Once you've elected the city council, it's not about if you like the person or if they have a good, their policies matter. But how they understand government matters too. Because if you're going to get in there and think that you're going to, have a say-so, you need to understand government in order to have a say-so. And the only say-so that a civil service commissioner, water board member, school board member, or a city council member has is the selection of the executive director, the city manager, or the superintendent, or, the executive director for the water board, or the Civil Service Commissioner. Seth Clayton is the executive director of the water board. Is he doing good? Is he not doing good? I don't know. I mean, I just learned the guy's name. But ultimately, he's the executive director. So is this new water board member going to get in there and change that? Is he going to get a different executive director? Or is things not working? You don't hear anything about the water board. That's what makes me nervous about it, is that you don't hear about it. And that's where they get taxes too. The water board, you got the sewer minimum tax, the consumption tax, and stormwater. So I'm already getting taxed, a stormwater tax, and then a sewer minimum. And then I just got charged, for, I guess, my deposit, $75. It just added on to it. But my consumption use is $10. Then the minimum for the sewer is $17, so I just have to pay $17 for sewer for whatever fucking reason. I've only consumed $10 worth of water for the last month, and then the stormwater tax is about $3. So I don't really mind the consumption, and then the stormwater seems like it's a small tax. The sewer, sewer is $17 fucking dollars. So that's the most, and I don't know. I don't think I use the sewer as much as everybody else uses the sewer, but I don't know. I think that's okay. So it's okay that it's on there, but just it's so much more, right? How can my sewage be more than my water? I only use $10 worth of water, so then how could I have used $17 worth? Anyways, okay, so I'm getting off course here a little bit, but I think that's important. So you're going to determine whether or not you want a good water board member. If you want a good civil service commissioner, then you need to know what kind of executive director are they going to hire. What kind of executive director are they going to hire? I mean, this is the public. This is when the public gets to weigh in on this and that. And if they say that they're going to keep Seth Clayton because of this reason, you got to have reasons behind your why you think a certain way. So you want Seth Clayton to stay in there as executive director? Why? He's going to do this. He's going to do that. He just got in there, give him a chance. And if you aren't, because ultimately, if I'm a member of the school board, and then my main job is to select the superintendent, well, the superintendent is going to do what I say. Okay, the superintendent, I'm going to dictate the parameters of policy. I'm going to hire them, and then the moment that they start barking orders at me, or the moment that I have zero influence with them, that's the time that they get fired. That's the time that they get fired. Well, also the big thing, if they're doing a good job. Okay, that's the main thing. But ultimately, being in a official capacity, then I need to, my parameters of policy. When I say, there's some bullying that's going on, the superintendent needs to take care of it. They need to take care of it. If they don't take care of it, then that's a problem. That's a strike against them, and that means they're going to get fired. And then I'm going to have to hire a new one. What superintendent am I going to hire? So a lot of times these private decisions, the decision to get the school board member now, Milner's old seat, who O'Neill is sitting in now, it was like 7 candidates. 7 candidates ran for one school board, but it was an application process, and then it was an internal application process, and they decided upon themselves. So they had to go through a background check. They had to present themselves, present their case, and then ultimately they were, picked. I think that's probably going to be a more difficult challenge than running for citywide office, because running for citywide office, it's I don't think people scrutinize you that much as long as you got some ideas, and then you're able to hold a rally or something, get your ideas out there. I think that is probably the best thing. Rent a hall and then get behind the microphone and make yourself look like a badass. All right. So if you don't know any of that, if you don't have an idea of who the executive director should be or who it shouldn't be or what kind of executive director you're looking for, then you shouldn't vote for the person that's running. Or if you don't know the candidate's positions on that, you shouldn't vote. You're not informed enough to vote. And too many times it's just like, well, I like that person, I don't like that person. It's like, okay. It's if a libertarian or a Green Party person, a Republican or a Democrat, it wouldn't matter. Water board, what kind of best person would be a good water board member? Not Republican, not Democrat, but the person who could best do the damn job. Make sure the water is clean, keep these rates down, and make new decisions. They spend a bunch of money to buy the Bessemer ditch. We got 32% interest of the Bessemer ditch, and that's supposedly an expensive thing, but it's our own water, so we get to keep our own water. What the fuck does all this mean? And this is the stuff that we need to talk about. This is the stuff we need out in the light, so that way we understand what the hell is just, what's going on. I think actually being silent about it, not hearing anything, that makes me more nervous. That makes me more nervous. Because what the hell's going on? Why is it's too quiet? What the hell's going on? Y'all making some decisions over there. You're getting all this money. Everybody's got water, so they get all this money. Where's the stormwater? Where's this stormwater money going to? Where's any of this water, any of this money going to? Are the minutes online? Is the budget online? Can we actually see all this stuff? And if not, why not? Let's get 100% transparency. So there's a couple ideas right there. Put the minutes online. Put the meetings online, and let people know what the hell is being discussed. And that's why I would love to see a debate on this, because I don't, I'm not for sure if the candidates will know as much as what they need to versus the citizens voting for the candidates. And then maybe that might be a good thing. If you have, essentially, you're just a good, honest person. I'm a good, honest man. I'm a good, honest man. When I get in there, I'm going to make sure things are run right. And if it's not run right, I'm going to tell everybody what the hell is going on. I won't be quiet. I'll get I'll try to get clean water, and I'll try to make it cheap. That's exactly what I want to hear from my water board member. And if you don't know about the, executive director, or what your parameters would be to hire a new director, I think a rubric would be a good idea for executive director. What kind of executive director are you looking for? You want somebody who's serious, somebody who, take charge. You gotta lead. But if you're leading in policy is easier to lead, I think. Essentially, if you want cheaper and cleaner water, that's the policy. What's the water board policy? Well, cheap and clean water. Oh, okay, cool. That's a good policy. And if the executive director believes in that, then the rest, of the waterworks department, the 137 employees, they'll all fall in line too. They'll want cheaper water and cleaner water too. So that's an important thing. When I look for an executive director, this is what I would look for. Okay, so that being said, I'm looking at this coordinated election here. Let's take a look at 2001. So we have, let's see, at-large members vote for 2, member of District 1 and District 3. So essentially this is just like this year. We're looking at a 2001 ballot, but every 4 years it's pretty much identical. So we see here, we can check this out to see what kind of ballot we're going to have come November 7th, 2017. So we see the council member at large seat right there. We see the District 1, District 2, and look at this, Board of Waterworks. And then look at this, vote for 2. And look at that, 2 people ran. So 2001 Waterworks Board was uncontested because 2 people ran. And when you have to choose 2, see, look at this, people chose 2. But some people voted for McCarthy, but not for Vera. What the fuck? It doesn't matter if any of you assholes voted. The only people that had to vote was Vera and Kevin. Everybody else was or fucking relevant. But some people did want to say, well, I voted for Kevin, not Vera. It doesn't fucking matter, asshole. Your vote didn't matter. This was an uncontested election. So both of these folks get in there without really any public input whatsoever, without one single vote from the public. And that's a problem, to be honest with you. The public not knowing what's going on, not participating. How come all these people, all these neighbors, I got fucking shithead neighbors, think they're better than everybody, but their fucking fascism is what creates the psycho-fascism that fights against them. They want to be cold-hearted bastards, act like they know everything, but look at this. How come they didn't run for office? Did they not give a damn about the cleanliness of Pueblo's water? They're not paying attention. If you're not voting, you're not going to these board meetings, you're not keeping an eye on the politicians, you're not calling the politicians up, you're not paying attention to the legislation that they're passing, you're not paying attention to any of this shit. Every once in a while somebody might write an article and then, there might be a couple protesters or something, but for the most part, if you're not voting, you're not doing anything. You're not doing anything. So here's another thing. You got to vote for 2 for the Board of Waterworks, and then here's another one. Maybe it's the somebody quit, right? So the water board, so there's a vacant position, and so they're like, okay, who wants to run for this other position? You'll be in there for 2 years. She was the only one that raised her hand. So Julie Scalplo, there's 5 water board members. So here's 3 of them. So, did we get a revolution in the water board? No, not really. Whoever the fuck raised their hand. That seems to be the system. Who wants this damn position? Okay, Vera, Kevin, and Julie raised their hands. Well, let's just go ahead and give it to them. So, nobody else in Pueblo wanted it, huh? Nobody else raised their hand. Nobody else went and got 100 signatures, got their name on the ballot. Nobody else wanted... I think that's bullshit. I think that if the people had known about this, or if the civics, if the people had been taught this, there'd be more people running. So, here we see 2 uncontested races, 2 uncontested elections. One's a pick 2 election, so there's 3 positions, 3 government seats just handed to the first motherfucker to raise their hand. Let's see, the City of Pueblo Civil Service Commissioner, Robert L. Hawkins. Here's another uncontested race. So the Civil Service, 1 Civil Service Commissioner in 2001. I'm going to write this down. 2001. 1 Civil Service Commissioner and 3 water board. Waterworks, so they call them member, City of Pueblo, member of the Board of Waterworks, whatever. 3 water board members. Okay, all uncontested. All right, let's take a quick look at the ballot. You have Pueblo School District vote for 2. That's happening this year. I bet you this is happening too, but since it's a county race, I haven't really gave a shit about it, but I bet you the director, number 3, number 4, number 5 of Pueblo School District 70, I bet they're all up for grabs too. Those are seats, sitting there, and they call them directors, which I don't understand why. You're a school board member, but I guess it makes them feel like, I'm a director. Okay, sure, you're a director, a school board member, you're a legislative director, you're not an executive director. Give me a fucking break. And then Amendment 26. So then there might be some state and county and city amendments. This is the city election. So here's, look, Fowler School District, R4J, District B, District D. So that's another thing that was on it. Fowler School District Directors, B and D. Then you have some of these ballot questions. Amendment 26, Referendum A, term limit, District Attorney, 10th Judicial District, allow more than 2 terms. The people said yes to that. We're going to allow the fucking District Attorney, which has all the goddamn power in the whole fucking city, to run for another term. That's tyranny. That's fucking tyranny. And I wonder if that's still the law on the books today. Allow more than 2 terms. Term limit, Board of County Commissioners allow more than 2 terms, but not for the county commissioner. No, the DA for the 10th Judicial District, they can have run for eternity, but the county commissioners, no, they only get 2 terms. That's just the public being shitty to the board that has less power. Oh, the county commissioners, it's like 3 of them, so it's like easier to hate all the commissioners. With the DAs, just the one person, and they've been kissing that person's ass forever. So it's like, well, we've been kissing his ass forever. So, and ballot question 2A, 3C, 3D, 5A, that looks like the numbering system for Pueblo City. So I will guess that those were, we had 5 ballot city questions. I'm not sure how these 2 got on there for county questions or city questions, and then these feel like state referendum. And that's the whole ballot. That's the whole ballot. So we might be looking at a ballot identical to this. A waterworks race, civil service commissioner race, council member at large race, District 1, District 2, Pueblo School District 60, and then Pueblo School District 70, District 3, 4, and 5. And, maybe Fowler, maybe fire department, maybe some other shit, state or county ballot questions, and then a whole bunch of city ballot questions. So 2001, wasn't that fun? Okay, we're rolling now. All right, so now we're here at 2003. So what's going on in 2003? Well, in 2003, we're having a council member at large election. It doesn't look like it's vote for 2 though. I could be mistaken on that. I'm not 100%. I don't know. I'm not going to say one way or another. My guess would be no, because we just had 2 the last time. So this would just be 1. And it looks like Chris Nickel. He got all the votes. No. No. Jeff Chostner. So Jeff Chostner became the city councilman in 2003. And he beat, look at them all. So if you're running for, city council, check out these numbers. They're voting for 1. You're going to be voting for 2. So make sure you understand they're voting for 2. Because I was like, oh my God, there's more votes than there are ballots. But they actually voted 2. So that would be doubled. You half them. And then you should be in the right ballpark. But look, this is what you would need. Okay, so in 2003, if you wanted to win the city council seat, the at-large city council seat, then you would take a look at these numbers. 10,826 votes is what Jeff Chostner needed in order to win. So he got, nearly 11,000 votes out of how many? It says there's 35 ballots cast, and it says total votes 24,631. So 24,631 votes for cast total in the at-large city council election. 24,631. I have a number in my head, 23,300. It's a complicated way that I got this, and then I also got to check the ballot initiatives for pot in 2016 to compare it to, because that will be the maximum turnout rate for the city. But I was confused about the city and county because they put these ballots together. They ship them all out to anybody, I guess, that could vote for anything. But that just means that there's going to be ballots turned in from the county that didn't even vote for the city. So you're going to have to make a difference between city and county votes. And the way that I did it was I just counted the actual city council votes. So this is 24,631. It would probably be safe to assume we'll have that many votes coming up. I'm getting thirsty and I don't have a drink. So, let me see. How long have we been going on? about 20 minutes. Let me get a quick drink. Hold on. This is all right. I'll be right. I'm right here. I'm coming back. Sip, sip, sip. All right. And I'm back. So, at large, right? And then you have District 2, District 4. So there's 2 districts running again. Here we have Board of Waterworks. One more time. Vote for 2. Vote for 2. So, what the fuck? 2003, we just had a vote for 2 water board. And look at, there was an uncontested election. So 2 more water board members. Uncontested. Uncon-fucking-tested. Oh, we got 2 choices here. Well, which one am I going to choose? I guess I'll vote for Mike and Nick. Well, I'm voting for Nick and Mike. Oh, okay. Well, I'm a voter in American democracy. I bet my vote matters. No, it doesn't, because, only... Well, look at this. They had a 36, turnout rate. More people voted on this water board race than voted on the city council race. 36,000 people voted for the water board, and only 24,000 voted for the city council. I would argue the city council race is way more important than the water board. It was contested. There was a decision to be made there. In the waterworks, there was no decision to be made here. And then look. So again, the Pueblo Civil Service Commissioner. 20,000 people voted for Louis H. Lazo, but guess what? It's uncontested position. So yeah. And then here's a different. I guess another person drops out. Civil Service Commissioner dropped out, so Hector Arambulo is running for that position, and of course he got all the votes, right? So there was 2 civil service commissioners, 2 water board members in 2003. Both of them were uncontested. I'd like to see a contested water board or contested. I mean, this is just ridiculous. 100 signatures. This is a good introduction for anybody that wants to get into politics. This is a dog catcher position, and it's an important position. So it's actually like way more important than dog catcher, but it's some authority over the water. I mean, people, all the water, right? With the Dakota Access Pipeline. There's all this talk about water, about how clean our water is. I saw some reports that say our water's super clean, other reports that say our water isn't that clean at all. Apparently there's arsenic and selenium. $400 million deal, is that what we want? $400 million deal because of all the selenium? How the fuck does Fountain have that much money? Anyways. So 2 civil service commissioner, and then, look at this. Vote for 3 directors. So that's the big election, right? That's when you can overturn the school board. Just having 2 of the 5, you can influence it, but you won't overturn it. But with 3, you change the majority. And then, you can... I would kick out, personally, if I'm a member of the school board, or if I'm a city councilman, or a water board member, or civil service commissioner, I would get used to kicking out the superintendent or, the city manager or the executive director every year. And not so much, just get in the habit, just get in the mode. I'm going to be a water board member for 6 years. Well, that means there's going to be 6 executive directors unless the current executive director is just kicking ass, taking names. If the current director is kicking ass, taking names, then he stays. But I'm going to be on him. The policy, the parameters of policy. I'm going to dictate parameters of policy. So once I choose the executive director, then I don't have much power. I have like a vote, right, on the board. But then once I pick the executive director, then I influence the executive director. And then at the point where I can't influence him, then I get the majority of this board of the 5. I get 2 other people to kick him out. You want to get a brand new superintendent, Pueblo City Schools? Just get 3 of the 5 of the school board to fire the superintendent. Done. It's that easy. The fact that you have this Mays dude jumping into the CK, he is a titan. He used to be a judicial judge. The judicial fucking court is named after this guy. And yet he wants to get on the school board because he sees bullshit corruption happening. A judge. I would think this would be beneath him, but the fact that this is right where he's at just kind of shows me this is, this is a good place to start. So this is 2003, so every odd year. So expect next 2 years, 2017, so 2019, there's going to be 3 school board members that we're going to have to vote for. And then District 1 and District 2 for school board directors there. County votes. And then Amendment 32, Amendment 33, Referendum A. Pueblo County, question 1A. So I guess I can't assume that 1A shit is, maybe I could assume it's local but not city. Look, it says Pueblo County ballot question 1A. It could be a city fucking initiative. I don't know. All of them could be city initiatives. So it doesn't really tell me, right? Ballot issue 5A. Well, what the fuck did we decide? What is that? And then that's another thing. You get these referendums, so you vote on all these issues. But if you don't vote in the right representatives, then these issues don't even fucking matter. They don't even get turned into law. The representatives completely ignore the will of the Pueblo people, and they do as a fuck as they please, which is corrupt and not for democracy. All right. So we're moving right along here. 2007. Let's just quickly get the information I'm looking for. 2007. We skip. They don't have 2005 or 2012 for some reason. This county page, which I love so much. So 2007 would be like 4 more years from the year we were just at. So it wouldn't be like 2017. This would be like 2019. So, take a look at this. The at-large for council is right here. The 2 city council, 4 city council, somebody very lazy. They did not want to type much in this summary here. Then waterworks. Look, we get a vote for 2. Again, unfucking contested. 2 uncontested water board. Should I... Yeah, I think I should actually write down their names. So McCarthy, and Cafaso. All right, Pitt 2. And they both got it. Congratulations to them. Civil Service Commissioner. Oh, I guess it's going to go to Guy H. Kennedy. So Guy H. Kennedy. He's the winner. Guy H. Kennedy, uncontested. Right? So 1 Civil Service Commission. So I guess actually with these are 6-year terms. So I messed up in terms of thinking about the Water Board and the Civil Service Commission. And every 2 years, there should be something up every 2 years. So, and that's what it is. They have it on their website. I'm sure they forget about it all the time. Here's a Pueblo School Board member, R4. So I guess that's the Edison School District. No, that's 54JT. This is R4. Where's that school district? Who the fuck knows? I think it's not a county thing. Here's the Edison School Board member. That's what I was talking about. For ambulance, we used to have an ambulance position. Or somebody did. Look, 296 votes. Who's got the ambulance? I want to be the queen of all things ambulance. Done. Here's interesting. So school board, right? Pick 3. So that's the same thing every 4 years. That school board thing. 3 out of 5 are up. 3 out of 5 versus 2 out of 5. Fire protection. Ballot question 2A, 3A, 2B. Alright, so shit, look at all these ballot questions. Golly. That's fun. I like ballot questions. I think we should have a whole bunch of ballot questions. Infinite amounts of ballot questions. Never stop giving me ballot questions. At least gives us the opportunity to think about things and wonder. And I know a man named Guy. I wonder if that's the same guy. But, yeah, 15,000 people voted for him. And all he needed was his vote, nobody else. But, once more, uncontested. So far, I'm not for sure if we're going to find any of these elections are contested or not. So let's keep on going. 2009. So 2009, what do we have here? We got Board of Waterworks, pick 2. Uh-oh. Well, that's quite fascinating. What an exciting race this is. So Autobee and Gratisar is going to win, but Finn is going to lose. Oh, that sucks, right? That means there's 2 winners and 1 loser. But, check it out. That means the Finn v. Autobee v. Gratisar election was contested. It was contested. So, fun times. Let's go. I guess we'll write down the numbers here. So, Gratisar got the most with 15,461, which was 40%. And then Autobee got 14,905, 38.42%. And then Finn got 8,433, and then 22%. So that was a contested race. So they all have not been 2001 uncontested, 2003 uncontested, 2007 uncontested. Now let's check out these Civil Service Commissioner womp womp womp. So Sharon Bonner won it, but it was uncontested. Sharon Bonner. So what else is going on here? Vote for 2. This is what we're doing right now. Look how many people jumped in. There's 7 people that ran. The more people that run, you have to divide that total to get that magic number. How many votes? Steve Noraki fucking kicked ass. Look at him. 34% out of a field of 7. He got 14,000. The only one to break 5 figures compared to all the rest of these losers. And then Chris Hoffman would have been number 2, and then everybody else did lose, right? Taylor, Bird, Guilford, Robinson, Rodriguez. They all lost. So how many votes do you need? Well, Steve Noraki needed 14,000. Kaufman needed 9,000. So, every single fucking vote matters when it comes to a contested election like this. City of Pueblo Council Member District 1. So Weaver versus Nickel. He's in there now, but Weaver won that election. District 3, Fancher versus Garcia. Garcia beat Fancher, 2009. Director at large, 4? What is this 4? I don't understand 4. Vote for 2. So 60 director at large. This is the school board director. I don't understand that 4 is throwing me off. I don't understand what the fuck that 4 is for. Was it District 4 or something? That don't make any sense. So, and then 70 director, District 5, 4, and 3. There's a charter amendment, which we've had that on there before, and we kicked its ass. Look at it. The whole fucking city said, fuck you to the strong mayor charter amendment bullshit. I think that's it. 300 charter amendment. Or it could be this 2A. Either one, they were both fucking, creamed. I think it's this one, 68%. So, 15,000 versus 7,000, that's a slaughter. If Gardasar does not get his strong mayor fucking initiative through, fuck that strong mayor bullshit. Get it out of here. I don't want to ever hear or talk about it again. Gardasar, do not let him introduce any more ballot initiatives, okay? We don't want it. We've already said we don't want it, so get the fuck out of here. It almost seems like we get to choose between the Gardasar branch or the Paula branch. You want a Paula branch of government or a Gardasar branch of government? Why don't we just keep it as executive, legislative, and, judicial? Why don't we just keep it like that? I like 3 branches way better than designating, having a cult of personality branch. Then over here is the Debbie branch of government, and over here is the Michael branch of government. If you live on this side of the line, you gotta do what Mike says. If you live on that side of the line, you gotta do what Debbie says. Debbie? Is that what I said? And then look, Pine Drive Water District. So Pine Drive is getting in there. Who's Pine Drive? Fowler, right? They had something, Pine Drive, and now or no, now Pine Drive water, but there was, what was another thing? The ambulance thing, and then, I don't know, there's a couple other local, right? These are city municipalities. So let's just make sure I got all this. Yeah, uncontested civil service commissioner, that still, that habit, that, what? Consistent behavior, that's consistent with all the other years, 2009. But, Board of Waterworks. Exciting year for the Board of Waterworks. That's where you gotta get 100 signatures to get on the Board of Waterworks, but only 50 signatures to get on the districts 1, 2, 3, or 4 in your respective districts. So it's an at-large position. I guess that's the reason you can get anybody's signatures, and you have to get it specifically in your district. But I would think the city council position is bigger than the water board position. Like in terms, if you're ranking them, they're like completely two different kinds of powers. All right, 2011. Look at us. Look at us, Pueblo. We're just chugging right along. Council member at large. I don't know if there's one or two. People voting. There's it'd be 2 1 year, right, and then 1 the next year. So I'm gonna guess that this is a this is an in-between year. So this would be 2019 kind of year. We'll choose 1 council member at large, District 2, District 4. That would be me. So in 2019, Bessemer's going to vote for our city council member in 2 years from now, and only 1 council member at large. So there's only 3 of the 7. Revolution is not possible. Electoral revolution is not possible. In 2019, we can only put a dent into the status quo, but not completely change it. Unless we get somebody that's on council that's fucking cool as fuck. So, 60 director at large. Again, vote for 3. So, this is right, this is, whenever you have a city council electoral revolution possible, you won't have a school board revolution. So, you can get a school board revolution right now. We don't have a school board revolution, electoral revolution looking us in the face in 2017. But we can get electoral revolution for the city council. So the director at large, vote for 3. So that's, you know, things that they do, director, city director, and then all these questions, ballot initiatives. Here we go. Look at this. So it seems to be somewhat intermittent, right? It's not completely consistent. It's not like nobody ever runs for office. James Gardner, he was uncontested. James Gardner's the man who stepped down. So this would be the election in 2011. He gets a term for 6 years. I don't even know. That would be crazy that for waterworks board members to get paid, but city council or school board, I heard school board gets 0. Can that be possible? School board gets $0. Oh man. And if that's true, what about water board and all the rest of them? How much do they get paid? Anyways, so James Gardner, he won as uncontested. And then the Civil Service Commission, look at this. There's 3 of them. And there's 3 Civil Service Commissioners, so that means, is it pick 2? No, they're saying vote for 3. So since they didn't pick 2, we're picking 1. We're only picking 1 out of 3. 1 of 3. So, wow, this is intense. And then that same guy, Archibetcu, he's the one that's running again, Dan Archibetcu. And then Robinson and Valdez. So, this is, he got 8,000 votes. That's what he needed in order to win. 8,000 votes. So if you go with my magic number, 23,300, it's about 2,400. Divide by 3, 8,000 votes. So I don't know. I think my fucking number is not that bad. My magic number, I once grossly overestimated it. Thought it was like 50,000. That's because 2016 was such a huge turnout rate. But that's the presidential election, and then that was the try to take away marijuana. So you got the big-ass presidential and take-away marijuana election of last year. So that would be the highest turnout rate I think the city would get, which I'm going to check out here after this video. So Archibetcu, He got 40% of the vote, 8,000 votes. So, you know, Valdez got second place, but in our winner-take-all system, sorry, Valdez, you don't get nothing. You do not pass go. You do not collect $200. You do not have a charter convention. You cannot get a strong mayor form of government. Robinson and Valdez, 5,000 votes. I mean, look at these are actually really strong showings for all these folks. So all these real talented politicians, if just because you didn't get a civil service commission doesn't mean you need to stop. I mean, where's Lucretia Robinson and John F. Valdez today? Did that, you know, it's like, oh, I tried, I threw my hat in the ring and lost, might as well. And then, can city people vote for county? There's so many more county positions. It's insane how many county positions. And where the fuck are they getting all these taxes from? Fuck. These damn governments get all these fucking taxes and spending on all these damn redundant... Let me show you. I'll show you that. No, I'll do... That's a different one, isn't it? County ballots. County ballots, and then 2016. Still gotta do that one. Okay. So, we had one contested election between Civil Service Commissioner and Water Board in 2011 and 2009, but you also had one that wasn't. Uncontested, 2001, 2003, 2007, all uncontested. I think 2013 might be the last one that I have. 2013. But I wonder if I could try to find 2015. I'll try to find 2015. That's just too important every year. And then 2012. Why don't we fucking know what the hell happened in 2000? And then hell, why not 2005 too? You know what the hell? What the fucking hell? This 2005, 2015, that's odd number years, so that's when we have, you know, Water Board or Civil Service Commissioners. All right, where are we at here? So this is like 2017. This is 4 years ago. 4 years ago, we had a council at large election in UC. Steve Nowrocki and Chris K. Kaufman, both of them won. And so, you know, Kaufman's not there anymore. I don't know what the hell happened to Kaufman. I thought he won a different election too, a district one. And but he's not. The Nowrocki's in there, but Kaufman is not. Atencio lost. He's in there. And then I don't know where Brian Mader or Timothy Lopez is. But you had District 1, District 3, and a civil service and a water board race. 60 district Pueblo City Schools vote for 2, 70 director, 3, 4, and 5. I think I should just write that down anyways. This R4J director. So I'm gonna write that down right now, just because that's on the ballot, right? So that'll be on the ballot. When we come up to the ballot, that'll be the ballot that we see. So District D and B for R4J. Then State 66, State 88, State AA, 21A. Okay, so then ballot questions, right? And look, here's one. Pueblo Rural Fire Department. So there was that Water Pine District. There's this Fire Department District. You know, look how many people voted for it. So only 5,000 people, wherever the fuck this is. But only 5,000 people could vote for that fire department ballot question. How the fuck did it get on there? How the fuck did it get on there? Oh, I don't know. Maybe every municipality probably could put a ballot initiative. Anybody, right? I'm going to put a ballot for Bessemer. Here's a vote for Bessemer. So 2013, that's where we're at now. 2013. Okay. So Waterworks, vote for 2. And there is 2. So not contested. McCarthy, Cafaso, uncontested. Waterworks, okay. And then pick 2. And then Pueblo Civil Service Commissioner. Look at that. Guy Kennedy. Is he still Civil Service Commissioner? Because I tell you, I know a man named Guy. And that was uncontested too. So guess what? 2013, it was uncontested. We had one, you know, Waterworks contested in 2009. We had one Civil Service Commissioner contested in 2011, but for the most part, it's been wildly consistent. It has not been contested. Okay? Okay. Is that it? Yeah, that's it.